Hello everyone, and welcome. Today I have a truly special story to share with you. A magical tale all the way from Ghana. It's called Ivan and the Mystical Mango Tree, written by the young and talented Ivan Nkrumah Taylor, a student at the Sanctuary International School in Takoradi. So get comfortable, gather the family around, and let's dive into this wonderful adventure. Once upon a time, nestled in the peaceful village of Ekumfi Narkwa, there lived a joyful family near a beautiful, shimmering lake. This village was a quiet paradise, filled with lush green trees, the sweet melodies of singing birds, and the warm smiles of friendly people. It was a place where everyone knew each other, and laughter echoed through the clean, fresh air. Among the children in this happy family was a boy named Ivan Taylor. Ivan wasn't just any boy. He was incredibly curious and wonderfully brave. He saw adventure in every corner and was always ready to explore the world around him. His eyes sparkled with a thirst for discovery. One bright and sunny morning, Ivan woke up with a brilliant idea. He decided to explore the far side of the river, a part of the village he had only seen from a distance. With his heart pounding with excitement, he set off and crossed the small, sturdy wooden bridge that arched over the gently flowing water. As he stepped onto the other side, he found himself on a winding path where colorful butterflies danced in the air, fluttering around him like tiny, living flowers. The world seemed to be welcoming him on his new adventure. As Ivan walked further along the path, his eyes caught something truly amazing. There, standing tall and majestic, was a mango tree. But this was no ordinary mango tree. It was enormous, its branches arching up to the sky, and it seemed to glow from within, as if sunlight itself lived inside its bark. The leaves were a vibrant, almost electric green, and the mangoes hanging from its branches were bigger and more perfect than any fruit he had ever laid eyes on. They were a brilliant shade of orange and gold, glistening under the sun. Now, if there was one thing Ivan absolutely loved, it was mangoes. The sweet, juicy taste was his favorite treat. Seeing this magnificent tree laden with most perfect mangoes he could imagine, he knew he had to have one. With determination in his heart, he decided to climb it. He began to climb, slowly and carefully. He was a good climber, and he expertly found handholds and footholds on the tree's sturdy trunk. Up and up he went, his eyes fixed on a particularly large and ripe-looking mango. He reached out his hand, stretching. But as he reached for a branch to pull himself up, his hand accidentally brushed against a mango. He had only meant to grab the branch, but he plucked the mango instead. It slipped from his grasp and fell, tumbling through the leaves before landing on the soft grass below with a gentle thud. Ivan sighed, but he wasn't discouraged. He carefully climbed back down the tree. He found the fallen mango perfectly intact, lying on the ground. It looked even more delicious up close. He picked it up, wiped it obstaculos his shirt, and without a second thought took a big, juicy bite, and then whoosh. A sudden warm wind whipped around him, swirling the leaves and making his hair fly. It wasn't a normal wind. It felt magical, ancient, and powerful. Before he even knew what was happening, Ivan felt a strange, tingling sensation all over his body. He felt himself stretching, growing, changing. In the blink of an eye, Ivan had turned into a grown man. He looked down at his hands. They were large and strong. He touched his face and felt the stubble of a beard. He looked at his long legs and his tall, muscular body. He cleared his throat, and a deep, resonant voice came out. "Wow, I am big now," he said, his new voice booming with surprise and happiness. He felt powerful, strong, and ready for anything. As he stood there, marveling at his new form, Ivan suddenly remembered an old story the village elders used to tell. They would gather the children under the moonlight and share tales of ancestors. He recalled their wise words. Any grown man in this village can become the king or a palace servant, depending on his destiny. Excitement bubbled inside him. The king. Could it be his destiny to rule, to be the leader of his people? The idea was thrilling. Filled with hope and ambition, Ivan started walking towards the grand palace, which stood at the center of the village. He walked with a new, confident stride, his heart pounding with the possibility of becoming a king. On his way, he prayed softly, his deep voice whispering to the heavens. "Dear God," he said, "please, please let me become the king. Let this be my destiny." He imagined himself wearing the royal robes, sitting on the throne, and making people proud. But God, in his infinite wisdom, had a different plan for Ivan. Just as Ivan reached the magnificent palace gates, ready to present himself, something strange and unexpected happened. A soft, warm light appeared right in front of him, shimmering and pulsing gently. And out of that light, just like Magic Ivan's father, suddenly stood before him. "My son, stop," his father said, his voice an urgent, but also filled with love. "This is a trap. The mango tree's magic is a test. Not everyone who becomes a grown man is ready for the responsibilities of the palace. You are not ready. Come back home with me." Ivan looked at his father. He saw the worry and the love in his eyes. Ivan was a boy who loved and respected his father than anyone. He trusted his father's wisdom completely. Without hesitation, he listened. He nodded, and with a gentle touch, his father guided him away from the palace gates, away from the lure of power and a life he wasn't prepared for. The moment they turned their backs on the palace and started walking back toward the mystical mango tree, the magic began to fade. Ivan felt that same tingling sensation, but this time in reverse. He felt himself shrinking, his clothes becoming baggy, his voice growing higher. Slowly, gently, he changed back into the young boy he was. When the transformation was complete, his father hugged him tightly, holding him close. It was a hug filled with relief and immense love. He looked Ivan in the eyes and said, "You are still a child, my son, and your future is bright." There is no need to rush. Take your time to grow, to learn, and to become the man you are meant to be. Ivan understood. He realized his father was right. He had been so eager to be a grown-up that he had unthought about what it truly meant. He had a whole childhood ahead of him to enjoy, to learn from, and to cherish. Ivan went back home and continued living happily with his family. He played by the lake, listened to the birds sing, and enjoyed being a boy. He worked hard in school, paid attention to his elders, and grew up the right way, step by step, day by day. And just as his father had predicted, Ivan's future was indeed bright. He grew up to become a great and respected man, not just in Ghana, but his influence was felt far beyond its borders. He learned that true greatness isn't about magical shortcuts. It's about patience, hard work, and growing at your own pace. The end. What a beautiful story, right? It teaches us such a valuable lesson about the importance of cherishing every stage of life and not rushing to grow up. A huge thank you to Ivan and Nkrumah Taylor for sharing his wonderful talent with us. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from around the world. We'd love to hear what you thought about Ivan's adventure, so please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.